Braves Country. I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first, and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Hey Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show Braves Country Today just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
What's up, Braves Country? Looking forward to a great Atlanta Braves season. See y'all at the ballpark. Love you.
Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the Great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM McGee, 2024.
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves country. Giving you a good look at the starting lineup before I put the camera on there. Jonathan Hicks is the pitcher and comes in with a 4-4 record and a 3.36 ERA, a 1.28 whip. He's tossed 85 and 2/3 innings, 76 strikeouts. Of course, Chris Sale, which is always a good day when he pitches, or normally a good day when he pitches, he is 10-3 with a 2.79, 93 and 2/3 innings pitched, 0.92 whip, and 118 strikeouts. And what you'll see in the lineup is that once again, Orlando Arce is not in the lineup. That he had the abscess tooth, so he's out again. he did get it taken care of yesterday, but they're giving him at least one more day of rest. So Zach Short is in the lineup. Don't pay attention to the way it's worded here. Some goofy intern, I guess, is in charge of doing their scoreboard, because you'll notice that Short says he's third base along with M. Riley. They always have M. Riley up there. I don't know what the hell that is. I feel like it's every third day, so it's some bozo that's like the fill-in guy or gal, whoever it is. But anyways, welcome to Braves Country today, and we're just about set. We're getting ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves, and we got to get this series tied up. That's number one with the bullet. We've got to get this series tied up. We cannot go into the final game of this series as – go ahead and change this real quick. We cannot go into the final game of this series needing a win to avoid a sweep, because they got Logan Webb on the mound. Pretty good right-hander, really good right-hander, and we've got Charlie Morton, and you don't know what you're going to get at Charlie Morton. So we got to get this win. I mean, it's plain and simple. Now, I know it's a 162-game season and no game defines you, but if you don't get this win tonight, you have a possible sweep staring you in the face when you're about to welcome in the Philadelphia Phillies. And the Phillies winning once again last night. Now, look, we're 9 games out, but I did the math today. I think we're okay. We still have 9 games left with the Phillies. So if we sweep the rest of the season series, we're going to be fine. So everybody just relax. We're going to be fine. But in all seriousness, we've got them coming in for a 3-game set at home. You want to be coming off of a good, solid series win against the Giants to springboard you into that Phillies series. And of course, that series is look, Phillies playing the Cubs. The Cubs are not playing great baseball right now. And with that being said, they're probably going to come in 9, maybe even 10 games in front of us if we don't win the next 2 games. So I'm hoping that Imanaga has a good night tonight against the Phillies, but they're putting out Zach Wheeler. The good thing about that, though, do the math. It's Wednesday. If Zach Wheeler's pitching tonight, Zach Wheeler's not pitching against us. And he tends to be the one that we cannot get hits on. So I talked about this yesterday, that I'm in kind of in favor of the Braves not putting their best foot forward in this series against the Phillies, meaning their best starting pitchers, because there's a very good chance we're going to run into them once again in the playoffs. And if we're going to run into them once again in the playoffs, I don't want them to see Raylo if we can avoid it. I don't want them to see too many cracks at Chris Sale. Chris Sale pitched a really good game against them in the series opener. That was the one that we got the loss, but we just didn't get any runs for him. And we won the series opener against Philly, if you remember that way back when. Seems like a lifetime ago. But I don't want them to see a bunch of cracks at Chris Sale, so I'm glad he's pitching tonight as well. Yeah, in theory, you would love to go in there, sweep the Phillies, put your best pitchers forward, but what are you really gaining out of that? Because in the end, we're going to see them in October, and I still contend there's a very good chance that Raylo gets pushed back an extra day, and we don't see him in the Philly series either. And if that happens, we're probably talking about Elder pitching in the Philly series, and maybe we get one more guy in the Philly series. So you might get a few people pushed back. I do believe Max Fried's going to pitch on Friday, but the Saturday and Sunday is up for grabs. But tonight we're going up against a very formidable opponent. The San Francisco Giants are always in the playoff mix. Jordan Hicks, what you need to know about him. Jordan Hicks started off the season really well. I mean, he was on fire. And then when you get to where he is now, so you still see him with a 3.36 ERA, but what he has become of recent, and realize this is a guy that was transforming from the bullpen. So a lot like Raylo, in the fact that no one really thought that he was going to be an actual starter. He finished the month of April with a 1.86 ERA as a starter, 29 innings pitched. He finished the month of May doubling that. His ERA in the month of May was 3.99. And then the month of June, it's been 5.24. So he can be gotten to. What's been looking like here recently, and I can tell you this as someone who hasn't been fantasy baseball, it's a deeper league, so you kind of have to grab what you can grab. You're lucky if you get them out of 5 innings. Now, I just hope the Braves don't make them look like Cy Young like they tend to do. But I expect Atlanta to get some wood on the ball and put some runs up on the board, and I expect Chris Sale to be Chris Sale. So, but with that being said, because our lineup is so bad at the bottom, we're going to have to score, and when we have an opportunity, knock the runs in. So give me the Braves to win this one 5-2. Give me the Braves to win this one 5-2. Don says you got to make the playoffs first. Of course you do, but anybody knows that. But the Atlanta Braves are leading the division right now. I mean the wild card, and they've got a pretty good cushion. And this team is a really good team. I don't see them falling apart unless we just get an enormous amount of injuries, and then everything that we just talked about is meaningless anyways. So the Braves should make the playoffs. That's not going out on a limb. They're not sitting out on the outside looking in, needing to get hot to get in. All they have to do is play good baseball down the stretch. And their schedule is going to get a little easier in the second half of the season as well. So, but the point is, I'm not going to try to run down the Phillies in the division. I don't think it's really necessary. I think you just play your heart out. You play good baseball. If the Phillies were to collapse, yeah, okay, you'll take the division. But you're 9 games out, and we saw what happened last time the Braves ran down an opponent that was 10.5 games out with a few months to play. We ran out of gas and spit the bit in the playoffs. The name of this game is let's get to the NLCS or higher. You know, when you lose Strider and you lose you lose Strider and you lose Acuna and now Harris for at least past the All-Star break. I don't know if you can necessarily still call this World Series or bust, but I still think you have to at least get to the NLCS to call this a successful year. I still would like to see a pennant. If I see a pennant, we can't get it completed in the World Series, I can live with that. But this team is still good enough. Give me the Braves to win this one in a lower scoring affair. I'm still going to give them 5-2 because I think Hicks will give up some runs. And there you have that. All right, we're going to go ahead and step aside for a second. Pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Oh, pick to click. I don't think I gave you a pick to click. Give me Jared Kelenic. I like Kid Kelenic to come out and do something against Hicks. Can bring it. He's very much like Raylo. High cheese. But I think Kelenic may groove one tonight. All right, pick to click Kelenic, 5-2, the winner. And I think Sale gives us a quality start. I think he goes 6, maybe even 7, 1 run or less. All right, we'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You can't smoke like me, so don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-1 lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, the designated hitter for the San Francisco Giants, it's Jorge Soler. 10 home runs, 32 RBI, batting .229. Austin Slater, batting second, playing right. 1 home run, 9 RBI, batting .207. Helio Ramos is in center field, 11 home runs, 38 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .298. Batting cleanup and playing third, Matt Chapman. 11 home runs, 39 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .238. Batting fifth, playing left, it's Luis Matos. 4 home runs, 24 RBI, batting .246. Batting sixth, playing first, David Villar. 1 home run, 4 RBI, batting .357. He's 5 for 14 on the year. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Nick Ahmed. A .243 average, 1 home run, 14 RBI, 1 stolen base. Batting eighth, behind home plate, it's Kurt Casale. No home runs, 4 RBI, batting .233. Batting ninth and playing second, it's Tyler Fitzgerald. 1 home run, 4 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .286. On the mound for the San Francisco Giants, it's Jordan Hicks. He's 4-4 with a 3.36 ERA. 1.28 whip, 85 2/3 innings, 77 hits, 76 strikeouts, serving up 33 walks and 9 home runs. He'll be going head-to-head with the conductor. It's Chris Sale Day, 10-3 with the 2.79 ERA. A 0.92 whip, 93 2/3 innings, 69 hits allowed, 118 strikeouts, 17 walks, 7 home runs. Backing up Sale in the bottom of the first inning and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Jared Kelenic. Kid Kelenic has 9 home runs, 26 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .278. Batting second, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 6 home runs, 39 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .254. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. He has a .296 average, 21 home runs, 67 RBI. Batting cleanup and playing first, Matt Olson. A .239 average with 12 home runs and 41 RBI. Batting fifth, playing third, Austin Riley. 10 home runs, 32 RBI. A .250 average. Batting sixth, behind home plate, it's Travis d'Arnaud. A .233 average with 7 home runs, 25 RBI. Batting seventh and playing right field, it's Adam Duvall. Duvey has 6 home runs, 20 RBI, batting .172. Batting eighth, playing left, it's Forrest Wall.
Run, Forrest, run!
1 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .261. Batting ninth, playing short, it's Zach Short. 2 short, has a .131 average, 5 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Ryan Additon. Your first base umpire is Sean Barber. Second base will be manned by Charlie Ramos, and down the third base line, it's Doug Eddings. Game time temperatures here at Truist Park are expected to be in the high 80s at first pitch. The wind is blowing in from left center field at 5 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves come in 9 games over 500 at 46-37, 11 over 500 at home at 26-15. The Giants are 42-44, 2 under 5, and 17-25 on the road. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 200 on the money line. The over-under is 7.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one, find you an armchair. It's Braves Giants Game 2 of a 3-game set. It's Chris Sale Day, so we got the conductor emoji kicking in the chat for all you Country Club members. Country Club, get those chop arms warmed up. We got to get this one so we can win the series tomorrow night. Charlie Morton is going up against Logan Webb in the finale, a tough hill to climb. Braves Country, get your game face on. It's go time.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves Country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Time for a little roll call before we get first pitch going. Good evening, Country Club members. We've got Charlie. We got the GOAT, AY. We've got David S. I see Gary the Real McCoy, Mark Ricardo. I always think of I Love Lucy every time I see that last name, Ricardo. We see Nathaniel Brooks. Oh, I saw a couple others, maybe I'm mistaken. And we see Brian Andrews, who was gifted a Country Club membership by the GOAT. So let's go ahead and get that started here. I wanted to say something like Lucy. Got a lot of explaining to do. Also here in the Braves Country chat, Braves Country, we see Daniel, Underwater, Don 63, and I believe that's it. Oh, I'm sorry, Tim 37. Tim, I agree. I like watching short play. Now, he doesn't have the glove that Arcia has. Unfortunately, you can't do this like football and just trade him in and out. But he gives you a better at bat. So let's get set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Chris Sale throwing his final warm-up pitches. Your Atlanta Braves are wearing their home whites. Braves on the chest. Tomahawk underneath, all in red, outlined in navy. Same thing on the back with the numbers, and the names are in navy on the back. We got our navy ball caps, red bill, classic white A on the top. We're taking on the San Francisco Giants, who are wearing their road grays once again. San Francisco across the chest in black, outlined in orange. Black ball caps with the SF interlocking on the front. Chris Sale throwing his final warm-up pitches. If you missed the intro, the wind is blowing out to start the game about 5 miles an hour, so not a big deal. Blowing in 5 miles an hour. Actually, right now, 5.8 miles an hour. So not a big deal, but you never know. It could gust up. There were reports it could gust up later in the day. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves here on Country Club, here on Braves Country Radio. If you haven't already, tell a friend, get them to join into the chat as the Atlanta Braves are about to take on the San Francisco Giants, trying to even up this series, and Jorge Soler is climbing into the box. Sale, I think he's trying to get some dirt off his cleats. He comes set, the lanky left-hander, lifts his red glove, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves Country. First pitch on the way, popped up high in the sky. Fair caught in right field by Adam Duvall, and there's one away. Braves nothing, Giants nothing, just getting going here. Atlanta Braves come in 9 games over 5. You know, we talk about this all the time. It seems like every time we get to 10 games over 500, we get an L or two. So you got to get back over that 10 mark. I think you're safe. If you finish 10 games over 500, you're going to have that first wild card spot. First pitch on the way from Sale is 93 right down the pipe above the belt. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty-righty. Austin Slater batting .207, swings at the pitch, knocks it on the ground. 2 shorts got it, flips it over to Olsen. He's got to go down and get it a little bit, but it's a 6-3 put out, 2 away. 2 down. Number 3 hitter, Ramos, who went yard last night, coming to the plate. Thought it'd be fun to take a sneak peek at the Philadelphia series. The way it lines up now, that could very well change. As the first pitch on the way from Sale to Ramos is a slider bending in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Ryan Addington, your home plate umpire tonight. The 0-1. Helio Ramos batting .298, 11 home runs. Lefty-righty. Darno sets up outside. 4-seam fastball nowhere near the plate, 1-1. On Friday, 7:20 first pitch, it's Aaron Nola versus Max Fried. The 1-1 from Sale. Swing, that ball's lifted high and deep into center field, fighting the sun, making the catch is Kid Kelnick, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3, that's what we're talking about. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. The Braves grab the sticks.
Tell me one thing that you trust more than President.
Gas station sushi, Somalian cruise line, prostate exam from Captain Hook, Helen Keller flying a plane, a mechanic who tells me my blinker fluid is low, breast milk from Bruce Jenner, a mixed drink from Bill Cosby, a blood transfusion from Charlie Sheen, carpooling with John F. Kennedy, going to the theater with Abe Lincoln, a girl who says, I'm fine, and a rattlesnake with a pet me sign.
Hey, yo, this message is for Apple. That new update that y'all made me do show people pictures when they call you. And now my girl know who Waffle House is. I'm probably finna get put out when I get home. Apple, the feds, bro.
Please help us understand, you did last time, why it ain't meese for plural moose.
I do not know why they created it that way. I cannot explain it because I didn't create it.
The scholar.
Yeah. Okay, so look, help me understand. Mouse, mice, house, heist.
Yeah, that's right. Heist.
Is heist...
So you saying that's wrong too?
House and heist.
It's supposed to be house for 1 and heist for 2 or 3.
Yeah. Heist is not even a... Have you ever heard somebody say something about a whole bunch of heists?
In 1938, MacPhail left Cincinnati and moved to New York to take over the Brooklyn Dodgers. He brought Red Barber with him.
No one ever came up with the expressions that Red Barber had. And so what he brought to New York, to the metropolitan area, was that country flavor that they were not familiar with at all. And so he became part of the language. I mean, there were just a million of them. Suddenly say, I wonder what that looks like when somebody leaps up against the wall or dives headfirst into second or bowls over the catcher. So they would come out to see what they had been listening.
Right field, back goes Ripple, and he can't get it. It's a homer. A mighty smack squarely out over right field.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Jordan Hicks ready to fire up the first pitch to Kid Kelnick. He bangs it on the ground over to first. Tough play, and Kelnick, did he beat that? Jordan Hicks had to leap, and Kelnick is convinced that he beat it. Weiss is talking on the phone, and he'll let Snicker know what's going on here. It's close. All right. Weiss says that he did not beat it. I'd like to see the replay for myself, though. That was very close. It was a bad throw. Man, it is close. He's coming down. I figure gravity's probably going to win this one. Ooh, I don't know. I was looking at the left foot. I don't know if that right foot beat it. That is extremely close. I don't think he got him. But they are not going to challenge it. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. If you're looking at the replay, your eyes can be deceiving and you think it's that left foot coming down. That left foot was not on the bag. It was the second foot. The 1-0 pops it up high over on the first base side. Foul territory, just gets out of play past the first base dugout to the left of the first base dugout. It's 1-1. Yeah, I'm looking at it again on another view, and he definitely beat that. It's a bad non-challenge by Snicker. Of course, it's not really him. It's whatever knucklehead they have up in the booth that's looking at the replay. The 1-1. Swing! That ball's hammered into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and your Atlanta Braves. 1 on, 1 out. The ball was smoked by Ozzie Albies into right field.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
Good job by the right fielder, Slater, cutting that off before it hit the corner. That ball gets by him, it may be 3. Marcell Ozuna comes to the plate. Man, he is due. First pitch on the way to the zoo is a sweeper. Down and away for a strike, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. It's very close to taking him to click today. Marcell Ozuna is the 0-1. Way outside wide, 1-1. His last 7 games, he's batting .083. His last 15 games, he's batting .151. And nobody in Braves country is talking about it. Those are terrible numbers. He's in a bad slump. The 1-1. Sawed off foul. 1-2. In those 15 games, 1 home run. An OPS of 562. So terrible 2 weeks for Marcell Ozuna. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt. 2-2. What the OPS does not show you are the walks. He has walked 9 times, so he is giving good at bats. He's just in a slump. But it's very, very strange. I was looking at it this morning and kind of going through tweets and everything of all the writers. Nobody's paying attention to the fact he is in a bad slump. The 2-2 from Hicks. Inside, caught, looking strike. And Marcell takes his time walking away. Thought he was going to jaw back. I mean, that did look like it hit the zone. About a half and half ball. But it definitely looked like it hit the zone. One of those ones that you've got to swing at it if you got 2 strikes. You can't take it. He might be crowding the plate a little too much, and maybe that's what's affecting him. First pitch on the way to Olsen is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Speaking of a guy, now they've been all over the fact that he's been struggling. Matt Olson batting .160 in the last week, .182 in the last 2 weeks. The 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2. But I don't think it's jumped on the page about Ozuna as much because he had such a great start to the season. Matt Olson really hasn't done much all year long, and when the struggles continue, they're going to keep him to pile on. He's had 1 home run in the last 2 weeks, Matt Olson. Walked 5 times, and an OPS is the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. That is going to make the numbers even worse, and that'll end the inning. So Ozzie gets on. Probably should have challenged the Kelnick base hit. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Mouse, mice, right? House, heist. It makes sense, man. You right,
No,
bro.
you all are making up words. These words you've never heard. Like, just because it rhymes doesn't make it a word. Like, listen, like, I don't understand. Like, we went to the same school. I don't know where we missed each other and how the lines crossed. I don't know what happened. I don't. But listen, that's not a word. It's just house.
So it's okay for you to make up words, but we can't.
I'm not making up words. Look, I'm done, bro. Trying to help y'all grow, man. You teaching 5-year-olds me. I'm scared for our future.
It's very important that when you get in the batter's box to prepare to hit a baseball, you're fearless. You can't be scared of getting hit with the ball.
If you're scared of getting hit with a ball, if you're back on your heels, and a scout's watching in the stands, he's going to put a big X down by your name. It means you have no chance of ever becoming a baseball player. So don't be scared of getting hit with the ball. Look at it like this. If you get hit with the ball, you get to go to first base. That makes it faster to get around the home and score a run. So we're not scared. We're in the batter's box. Now, the next thing, we got to get a stance that feels comfortable to us. Don't try to copy my stance, or don't copy George Brett's stance, or Wade Boggs' stance, or Mike Schmidt's stance. Get the stance that's comfortable to you. I just happen to have a stance that's pretty well spread out because I hit off my back foot. And don't worry about how you stand or how you look. And I don't hit the ball on the plate. If I hit it over the plate, that's a foul ball. So you hit the ball out in front of the plate, 8 inches out in front of the plate. You have to hit the ball out in front in order to hit a fair ball.
My first memory of baseball is radio. Listening on the car radio to Red Barber talking from Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. My father wanted to know how the games were going on. He was following Brooklyn. My mother and I was an only child, driving in the car, began to listen, I suppose, out of self-defense. And both of us, at about the same time, my mother and I, became caught up in the drama of the game.
DiMaggio swinging at the whistling line, drive to left center field. It's a base hit. It's taken on the second hop.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Chris Sale. Right there at the knees, 94. Four-seam fastball, it's 0-1. You'll see a four-seamer, a slider, a change, and a sinker from Sale. The 0-1. Slider misses down and away, 1-1. He leans on the slider and the four-seam, one of the few starting pitchers that throws an off-speed pitch more than the hard stuff. 40% of the time with the slider. The 1-1 swung on, banged high and deep. Don't think that's going to stay fair. It does not, but man, if that was straight, it would have been gone. 40% of the time he throws that slider. 37% of the time he's on the four seam. And the changeup at about 14%. He'll sneak that sinker in there around 9% of the time just to keep you honest. The 1-2 pitch. Four seamer outside wide. 2-2, 96 miles an hour. So a 2-2 count. Hope everyone's getting ready to enjoy the 4th of July festivities. The 2-2. Sale comes set, lets her rip, swung on, chopped foul towards the Giants' dugout. Ball boy grabs it. We become hard to hear at points of the game. Our neighbors start firing off fireworks on the third a lot of the times, and there'll be points where it may be a little hard to hear. The 2-2 pitch, swung on, pops it back foul. It's one of the main reasons why we don't even attempt a 4th of July broadcast. I would be drowned out by the fireworks all night long. That, in fact, it's America, baby. The 2-2. Lefty, righty, Sale brings it. Slider down and in. Try to get him to chase. Ball 3-2. So you got a full count to Chapman. You don't want to walk him. He has thrown predominantly four-seamers and sliders here. Don't think he's thrown a sinker in this one, the 3-2 pitch. Try to get him to chase that slider again. That's ball 4. And Sale loses him. He heads on down to first. And the Giants got something cooking here in the top of the second inning. So nobody out, one on, and the first pitch on the way to the right-hander. Matos is a four-seamer, 96 right up top in his kitchen. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Sale lets her rip. Swing, pops it up. Back foul. 0-2. You got an 0-2 count. One on. Nobody out. Just getting going here in the second inning. Game 2 of a 3-game set versus the Giants. The 0-2 pitch. Way high out of the zone. Darnode was set up inside. He missed that well high and outside, almost pitch out territory. 1-2. So 1-2 count. Lefty, righty, the pitch. Swing, that ball's rattled down the left field line. Braves nothing, Giants nothing. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled off of Matos' instep. He's bent over at the knees, gingerly going towards his bat. That ball got him right on the shin protector. Still must have stung his shin because he is limping. It's odd it got him right where the shin protector is, but I mean, he looks like he's having a hard time putting weight on his. It's his left leg. He's a right-handed batter, so his front foot. He had that thing turned perfectly to guard against what just happened. So I don't know why. But evidently, he's in a heap of pain because he still isn't standing up. He's starting to straighten it out. The trainer's talking to him. He may be trying to give it a go. Matos is playing left field tonight, so if they do have to grab someone off the bench, you got Conforto and you got Yastrzemski, both left-handed batters, and I bet the both of them are touching their nose right now saying, not it. I don't want anything to do with Chris Sale. I guess the way his foot was extended out like that, his leg was extended out that way, the foul ball that hit, I mean, it hit square on the shin guard, but I guess it still hurt him. And you know the cardinal rule, because it's barking at you, he's about to hit one off his instep again. It happens almost every single time. It's unbelievable. If he doesn't do it now, he'll do it the next at bat. So a 1-2 count to Matos. He's back in the box. Sale threw a couple of warm-up pitches while he was waiting for Matos to walk it off. The 1-2. Swing. Fouls it away. Do it again, 1-2. Went with the changeup, 89 miles an hour outside. He didn't look like he was favoring anything in that swing, so maybe he's all right. The 1-2 from Sale. The conductor looks back the runner. He brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chris Sale bringing it on that one. All aboard. Whoa, whoa. 96. About chest high. One way. First pitch on the way is a slider well off the plate to Villar. It's 1-0. Giants have a right-handed lineup in here against Sale. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Slider drips in there for a strike. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Giants nothing. Runner at first. One down, a double play would get us out of the jam. Sale kicks and fires. Slider down and away. 2-1. He's been missing down with that slider all game long. working himself into a little bit of trouble with that. He's going to have to straighten that out maybe between innings. The 2-1 from Sale. Darno sets up outside the pitch. Swing! Held up. 95 inside. I thought he was going to get the strike on that one. It looked like it danced across the plate. Probably should have been a strike, but Addington said he was a bit high. The 3-1 pitch. Swing! Fouls it back. Full count. Mets are jumped on top of Washington 3-0 there in the fourth. Ian Anderson will get his next rehab start Saturday night. The payoff pitch. Swung on, banged on the ground to Riley. Riley is going to have to flip it over to first. The runner was going. No chance to get the double play. Little hit and run action on there. 2 down. So 2 down. Nick Ahmed is coming to the plate. Nick Ahmed, 34-year-old. And I didn't realize he'd been around that long. I remember from his years in Arizona, he broke in 2014. First pitch on the way to Ahmed is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Played his entire career with the Arizona Diamondbacks until this year. But he was drafted by the Atlanta Braves in 2011. The 1-0. Slider. Grabs it on the outer edge. 1-1. Played his college ball at UConn. Brother Mike was a career minor leaguer. The 1-1 pitch, swung on, fouled straight back, 1-2. The 1-2 count. His brother Mike bounced around in the minor leagues and actually did play for the Braves organization for a couple of different stints. He is well out of the league now. Hasn't played since 2019. Never actually made it to the bigs. The 1-2 pitch from Sale. Swung on, just got a piece of that. Dripped down there to get it. Thought he might slap that into the outfield, but pops it straight back. So a 1-2 from Sale. Runner at second. The Braves infield is back and to the left. Huge gap on the right side. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Conductor got him with the slider. We'll be back in a flash. All aboard. Whoa, whoa. Chicka, 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 chicka. Whoa, whoa.
It's a matrix of like finding a woman. You only get to pick 2. So you've got the triangle. You've got hot at the top. Yep. You've got sane. And then you've got single. Yeah. Okay? You only get to pick 2. Okay. So basically, if she's hot and she's sane, then she's definitely not single. If she's hot and she's single, she's definitely not sane.
I agree with this. This is the best matrix I've ever seen.
And if she's sane and she's single, well, she's definitely not hot.
I'll get to the bottom of this. Yeah. All right. Well, what was the name on the order? Spider-Man. That's very clever. Yeah.
Ask him how it's possible for him to talk to you through a cut phone wire.
How is it possible for you to talk to me through a cut phone?
Holy, Dennis is Spider-Man.
No one is Spider-Man.
Dad? Yep. It's my birthday. Happy birthday.
You got anything to say?
What? Yeah, I said it already. Happy birthday. What do you want?
Well, okay. Am I getting any gifts?
I don't know. That's Mom's department, not mine.
Do I at least get the day off?
Nobody gets a day off on their birthday. You gotta work.
You get the day off when your
My birthday's on Christmas. Everybody gets the day off.
Including you.
Including me, yeah.
Look, so wait, so you don't know if I got any gifts.
Okay, let's talk about not what you're getting. Let's talk about what you're not getting. You're not getting kicked out of the house. You don't gotta turn in your cell phone. You don't gotta start paying for your own car insurance today. Let's be thankful of what's not happening to you. And move along. Happy birthday.
What an 18th, am I right?
Yep.
The road may come to an end here, Gehrig wrote his wife. Seems like our backs are to the wall, but there usually comes a way out. Where and what, I know not.
For the past 2 weeks, you've been reading about a bad break. That I might have been given a bad break, but I've got an awful lot to live for.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio with Mac Magee, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Austin Riley, and we're talking about the guys who've been having a bad few weeks. How about Austin Riley and his recent resurgence? The 1-0 right there for a strike on the intercut, 1-1. Austin Riley, the past 15 games, a .321 average and a .1060 OPS. The 1-1, well outside, sweeper misses, 2-1. In that stretch, 5 home runs, 6 RBI. That's just because no one's on base when he's pounding the ball. 6 walks as well. The 2-1 pitch, fastball right down the pipe, 2-2, 94 up top. He's really heating up. This past week, only batting .240, but still has had 2 home runs. The 2-2, down and away, good take, splitter, 3-2. It's one of those pitches there that a few weeks ago, he's probably flailing at that ball. Now it's a full count to Austin Riley, nobody on, nobody out. They set up outside wide, the payoff pitch. Swing! Chops it in between home and third. It's going to roll foul. We'll do it again. Standing on deck is Travis d'Arnaud. In the hole, Adam Duvall. Forrest Wall would get on up to the plate if anybody else reaches. So the payoff pitch to Austin Riley. Now batting .250 on the year. The pitch. Swing. That ball slapped into right field. That's going to get through for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves and the rake have got something cooking here in the bottom of the second inning. Good piece of hitting there. They went with the fastball on the outside part of the plate. I always marvel strategy when you've got a guy who's about to throw 95 on the outer paint and you're playing him to pull. He hit him where they ain't. Ball essentially went through the hole where the second baseman normally stands. First pitch on the way to d'Arnaud is a swing and a miss coming out of his shoes. It's 0-1. Travis d'Arnaud, last 15 games, batting just .139. Now, he only has 36 at-bats in that time period. He does have 2 home runs. The 0-1 to Travis, fisted foul, back over the dugout, 0-2. His OPS during that time period, the last two weeks plus, 484, so not great numbers, but it's got to be hard to stay in a groove when you're playing every other day. The 0-2 on the way. Takes that sweeper outside wide. 1-2. In the last month of baseball, he only has 2 home runs. It's a little higher batting average the 2 weeks before, but no extra bases. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, chopped foul. We'll do it again, 1-2. 7 home runs, 25 RBI on the year, and a 738 OPS. So all in all, for a catcher, not too shabby. I think we always forget he was originally drafted by the Phillies. I always think of him being drafted by the Mets. He was drafted by the Phillies way back in 2007. So the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and fires just below the knees. Man, was that a close call. We got the nod. It's 2-2. Last night, that was definitely a strike. Riley at first, no outs. The 2-2. They set up outside wide once again. Swing, fouls it away, 95 miles an hour. Slaps it up against the screen behind home plate. It drops down in between home and the pitcher's mound. While they retrieve that, we'll go ahead and take you to the out-of-town scoreboard. New York leads Washington 3-0. Phillies and Cubs are about to get going in Chicago. The 2-2. Swing, and that ball's lifted high. Into center field. Is that going to get down? That is going to get down for a base hit. Had a lot of top spin on it. Got it on the edge of the bat. Hit them where they ain't. The TDA retirement plan sends Riley to second. We've got runners at first and second, and nobody out. They were playing him to pull and left, so they were a long way to go. And the center fielder was playing him straight away, almost shading him towards right. So first and second, nobody out, and Adam Duvall comes to the plate. First pitch, 95 right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Same spot where they called the ball to Darnode. The 0-1. White Sox lead Cleveland 5-1 in the 5th. Pitch, inside, 1-1. Pittsburgh 2-1 over St. Louis. They are in the 5th inning, bottom of the 5th. Jared Jones on the bump tonight. Cincinnati 2-0 over the Yankees in the Bronx. They beat the Yankees last night. The 1-1, outside wide, 95 miles an hour, 2-1. Boston 2-1 over Miami in the 4th. Houston trails Toronto 1-0 in Canada. Mets are now up 5-0 on Washington. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Change the sweeper. Chase that sweeper off the plate. Evens up the count 2-2. Every other game is either about to start or it starts much later. You got about 6 more games that have not yet started. Actually, 7 or 8. San Diego, Texas, Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Philly, Chicago, Detroit, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Colorado. And then you got the late tilts, 3 of them out west. The 2-2 pitch, swing, and that ball is laced into left field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Riley. He's cutting third. He will score. Travis Darnode gets to third. Adam Duvall with an RBI double. Your Atlanta Braves 1, Giants nothing here in the bottom of the 2nd. It was a hanging sweeper. They were trying to get him to chase it off the edge, but that sweeper didn't sweep. He reached out there and poked it down the left field line. So nobody out, and the Braves lead it 1-0. That'll bring Forrest Wall to the plate. Forrest Wall takes the first pitch, 99 inside. It's 1-0. If you don't have Darnode at third, if you have someone with a little better wheels, you might think about pulling a squeeze play off, but the 1-0, swing and a miss, sweeper over the top, 1-1. Might be kind of a dicey situation, pull off a squeeze play with your catcher running. If he drags it towards the first base side, I do think he could get it done. The 1-1. Hicks steps off the plate, and steps off the rubber. Casale, the hind catcher, is going to come out there and talk to him for a second. While he does that, it's about that time to turn back time. On this date in 1912, New York Giants southpaw Rube Marquard wins his 19th consecutive game from the start of the season, beating the Brooklyn Dodgers at the Polo Grounds 2-1. The 25-year-old future Hall of Famer, completing the campaign with a 26-11 record, compiles the most victories to begin a year without suffering a defeat. And that was in 1912 in the Polo Grounds against the great Brooklyn Dodgers. Casale's going to go back behind home plate. Had kind of a powwow with Hicks. That's got to be just basically philosophy on how they want to go after Wall. The 1-1 to Wall. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Sweeper underneath the hands. 1-2. If he can just bang that ball on the ground and put the pressure on the defense, you're going to have to make a quick decision. As the 1-2 pitch swung on, hit hard on the ground, dropped, bobbled. Wall's busting it down the line, but he'll be out by about a step. 1 away. Fitzgerald almost spit the bit on that one, but then playing with the infield in. And everybody's aware of how fast Wall is going down the line. I think that's the only reason why he bobbled it right there. First pitch on the way to short. It swung on. That ball's hit hard on the ground, but right at the shortstop. It's going to be an easy 6-3 put out, 2 away. That is unlike Zach Short. He normally gives you a good professional at bat. He just gave that one away. So quickly 2 outs. Braves still have the runners on second and third. You just get 1 run out of this. It has not been a successful campaign. Kid Kelnick steps to the plate. First pitch on the way was a sweeper. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Kelnick, his first time up, if you're just joining us, he beat the throw, but they did not challenge it. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. It was a hard hit ball on the first base side. First baseman lobbed it to the pitcher, and as he came down, his left foot, which did not touch the bag, beat Kelnick, but his right foot, which touched the bag, just was beaten out by Kelnick. But I believe as the 1-1's banged off the plate, 1-2. I believe the guy in the replay booth probably read it wrong from the angle, because when you first saw it, that's what it appeared to be. The 1-2 to Kelnick. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 96 up top. The Braves spit the bit. Have a chance to really get some cushion. It's just 1-0. We head to the top of the third.
Here are 5 Little Debbie snacks they no longer make that they need to bring back. Debbie, I hope you're watching this. Number 5 is orange cream cakes. This was like summertime in a box. Taking a bite of one of these was just like eating an orange creamsicle, except it didn't melt all over you and make you look like Garfield. Number 4 is the Little Debbie crackers. I don't think Debbie had anything to do with this one. I think Oreo knew that when she did this, and she did it really well, she was coming for them next. I'm on to you, Nabisco. Number 3 is the Boston cream rolls. These were delicious, but they suffered some branding issues. See, this is the South. Little Debbie's a Southern thing, and nobody wants Boston anything. So just change the name, Debbie. Bring them back and make them the Biloxi cream rolls. I don't know. That's a bad idea. Number 2 are the PBJ oatmeal pies. I don't have to explain this to you. Look at this. I don't know why this went away, but it needs to come back because I feel like we are so close to Little Debbie making a fried bologna cookie. Just trust me, it will be delicious. Number 1 hurts because the wound is still fresh. Banana Twins, I don't know where they went. I don't even want to ask because nothing makes sense anymore. I just know that one day I know they'll be reunited because all of the world's greatest foods are at the banquet table in heaven. And I know right by Jesus is probably a box of Banana Twins.
Armchair.
In 1907, Albert Goodwill Spaulding insisted that Abner Doubleday had invented baseball at Cooperstown, New York in 1839. It wasn't true. But on June 12, 1939, the game's dubious centennial, the National Baseball Hall of Fame officially opened its doors in Cooperstown. 12 great figures from the game's past, selected by the Baseball Writers of America, were to be inducted, including Christy Mathewson, who had died in 1925, and Ty Cobb, who refused to appear in the official photograph, just to spite his ancient enemy, Kennesaw Mountain Landis. Babe Ruth waited to make a grand entrance, sweeping in to huge applause just as the band began to play Take Me Out to the Ball Game. He had forgotten his tie.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. I don't know if y'all saw the news or not, but once again, the Braves, Bally Sports, as Chris Sale goes back to work against the number 8 hitter Casale. First pitch on the way is a slider that drifts well off the plate inside, 1-0. They went dark on yet another cable company. The name of the company's slipping my mind right now is the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss over the top, 1-1. I'll find the name of it here in a second. But losing yet another 2.3 million customers, or losing 2.3 million customers are losing access to Braves baseball starting July 1st. The 1-1, down and away, 2-1. So 2-1 count. Lefty, righty. Sale comes set, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 95 out wide, 2-2. Believe it was a services predominantly out in the West. The 2-2 pitch. Four-seam fastball nowhere near the zone, ball 3. Optimum. It's called Optimum cable. So I guess they had access to Bally until Monday morning. The payoff pitch from Sale. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Four-seam fastball right down the pipe. 1 away. So, those of us realize it's really just a sign for you to leave that provider, right? If you're a part of Comcast, you're part of this Optimum, whatever it is. First pitch on the way is a slider right there on the outer edge. It's on 1. And you're a big Braves fan, obviously. But some people get sucked into these contracts and they're stuck with them for a while, and then they pull this nonsense as you go 1 pitch. Swung on, fouled down the line. Four-seam fastball, it's 0-2. And it's tough for people who just don't have the option to pick up and go grab it on Sling or Fubo or wherever it's available. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Man, is he bringing it tonight. Whoa, whoa. Chicka, 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 chicka. Chris Sale, the conductor, firing on all cylinders. He probably saw the bottom of the order take their swings there a second and goes, well, I got to get a shutout, boys. First pitch on the way, 96-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer edge to Jorge Soler. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Soler popped out his first time up. The 1-0. Right there at the knees. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves 1, Giants nothing. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Coming out of his shoes. 1-2. The 1-2 from Sale, 45th of the night. Slider, got him! Froze him with that slider on the outer edge, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. K's the whole side. We'll be back in a flash. All aboard! Whoa, whoa! Chicka, 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 chicka.
What are you looking at, you dirty old skank? What are you looking at, Popeye? What are you looking at, you piece of road trash? What are you looking at? Jeez, I can smell you from over here. What are you looking at me for? I'm not a bottle of Jim Beam.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Went to the WNBA Finals in Brooklyn.
Where'd you sit?
Get 100 levels.
Like the lower levels? That's the lower? Okay. What did you do with the rest of your $20?
It measures just 9 inches in circumference, weighs only about 5 ounces, and is made of cork wound with woolen yarn covered with 2 layers of cowhide and stitched by hand precisely 216 times. It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away. The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter. The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies, who leads us off, is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Had to duck out of the way of that one. The 1-0, swing, lifted high, not very deep into center field. Fairly deep, but just before the warning track. Making the catch is Ramos, 1 away. 1 down. Marcell Ozuna, man, we got to get him going again. 0 for 1 on the night. Struck out in the first inning. He was so red hot the first 2 months of the season. First pitch on the way to the Big Zoo is high and out of the zone, 95 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Pittsburgh leads the Cardinals 2-1 in the 6th. The 1-0. Inside, 96, 2-0. White Sox and Guardians, Chicago 5-1 in the 6th. Mets still leading Washington. It's 5-1 in the 6th. The 2-0 pitch, down below the knees, ball 3. So a 3-0 count to Ozuna. Reds lead the Yankees 2-0 in the 4th. Boston 2-1 over the Marlins. They're in the 5th. Braves 1, Giants 0. Kansas City and Tampa Bay just getting underway. The 3-0 pitch, just called low for a strike, 3-1. It's a 3-1 count. Marcell digging in, the pitch. In the dirt, ball 4. So Ozuna gets another walk. So though his OPS is not high, he still continues to grab those walks. Finds his way down to first base. Big Matt Olson stands in. 239 average, 12 home runs, 41 RBI. He struck out in the first. First pitch on the way, 93, right in his wheelhouse, taken all the way. It's 0-1. That one, they missed the mark by quite a bit. If he's swinging the bat well, that's in the chop house. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Over the splitter, 0-2. The 0-2 count. Righty, lefty. Hicks brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Man, oh man alive. 2 away. He looks absolutely lost up there. Speaking of not doing anything at the plate, Matt Olson, the last 2 weeks going into this game, the last 15 games, so a little over 2 weeks, he has 1 home run in an OPS of under 400. I'm sorry, 387. That was just awful. First pitch to Riley is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Hicks brings it. Swing, pops it back. 1-1. They had a chance, had him on the ropes. Bases, they had runners on second and third and nobody out last inning, and 3 quick outs ended the inning with the infield in. The 1-1 to Riley. Brings it, swing. That ball's lifted into left center field. Is that going to get down? A diving attempt. Did he hold on? Matos dives for the ball. Looks like he made the catch. Wow. That'll end it. Double checking to make sure he didn't trap that ball. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 1-0. Great catch by Matos.
Yo. Hey, I got some news, bro. Katie is no longer my girlfriend. Oh, thank God. I hated that. What the Jeff? I was gonna say she's not my girlfriend, man. She's my fiance. Hi, Katie. Congrats, guys.
Armchair.
Satchel Paige always thought he was the greatest pitcher in the world, and Josh Gibson thought he was the greatest hitter in the world, and we did too. And Satchel and Josh in this World Series ball game, Satchel pitching, and we got a ball game 1. The Kansas City Monarchs with 2 out in the 9th inning. First place hitter, he tripped on Satchel. We got 2 outs, so that didn't bother us any at all. So Satchel called me, he said, come here. I said, what do you want, Satchel? He said, let me tell you what I'm thinking to do. He said, I'm going to walk Howard Easterland. I'm going to walk Buck Leonard. I'm going to pitch to Josh Gibson. I say, man, don't be facetious. He said, that's what I'm going to do. I said, time. I called the manager, who was Frank Duncan. I said, Frank, you got to listen to what Satchel said. And so Satchel told him what was going to happen. Now, when he was walking Buck, Josh was in the circle. He talking to Josh all the time. Said, Josh, do you remember the day? Told you that one day we were going to meet and we were going to see who was the best. He said, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Satchel said, all right. Said, now it's the time to prove this thing. So when Josh comes up to the bat, listen, let me tell you what this man did. He said, now I'm ready. So I'm going to throw you some fastball. I'm going to throw you a fastball, belt high, boom, strike 1. Josh didn't move the bat. He said, now I'm going to show you another fastball, boom, strike 2. He said, now, Josh, I've got you 2 strikes and no balls. You know, in this situation, I'm supposed to knock you down, brush your back. He said, but I'm not going to throw any smoke at your yoke. I'm going to throw a pea at your knee, boom, strike 3. And when he struck him out and he walked off the field and walked by me and said, nobody hit Satchel.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Chris Sale goes back to work. First pitch on the way from Sale is a slider inside for a strike to Austin Slater, the number 2 hitter. It's 0-1. The 0-1, lefty, righty. Sale, 46 pitches into the night. Lets her rip. Swung on, banged on the ground over to short. Short's got it. Takes his time, fires it over to first. 6-3 put out, 1 down. One away. That'll bring Ramos to the plate. Center fielder, 0 for 1 on the night, takes the first pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Ramos batting .297 with an .893 OPS. The 1-0. Lets her rip. Swing and a miss, 95, right down the pipe, 1-1. Ramos from Puerto Rico. Drafted by the Giants out of high school in Puerto Rico back in 2017. The 1-1. Misses high and out of the zone. Ball 2, 2-1. 24-year-old. Been with the Giants since 2022. The 2-1 pitch. Swing. Pops it up, back foul, out of play. Do it again. His older brother, Henry Ramos, was drafted by the Red Sox in 2010, played a couple of years in the major leagues. He played with Arizona in 21 and Cincinnati in 23, the 2-2. Four-seam fastball just misses down and in. Ball 3, 3-2. Thought we might get the call there. It's a good frame attempt by Darnode. Standing on deck is Chapman. Braves lead at just 1-0. The payoff pitch. Swing. That ball is belted down the left field line. If it's fair, it is not. It would have been gone. Instead, it's just a loud strike. We'll do it again, 3-2. Pitch came in at 77 miles an hour. So after seeing that 96, hard to stay back on that pitch. I think Sale would tell you he put that thing up a little too high, a little too into his wheelhouse. The payoff pitch. Swing. Fouls it back, 97. 3-2 once again. So a 3-2 count. Braves lead at 1-0, top of the fourth. The pitch. Swung on. Slaps that foul. Ramos doing a good job to stay alive in this at bat. He's gone predominantly four-seamers and sliders to Ramos tonight. Do wonder if he may try to pull a change or maybe even toss that sinker at him. The 3-2. Misses high, ball 4. Tried to get him to chase the four-seamer upstairs, but it was well out of the zone. 1 on, 1 out, and the go-ahead run is coming to the plate. So Matt Chapman comes to the dish. Chapman walked his first time up. First pitch on the way to Chapman is a slider. Laid it right in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Chapman was drafted out of Cal State Fullerton back in 2014 by the A's. The 0-1 from Sale. Fastball misses outside, 1-1. He left Oakland to go to Toronto in 2022 and came over here at San Francisco as a free agent this year. The 1-1. Conductor brings it. Swing. Rattles it foul off the... Looked like it might have got a piece of Travis. Chapman has hit 27 home runs 2 times in the last 4 years. Hit 17 last year. Back in 2019, hit 36. The 1-2 to Chapman. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the changeup. 2 away. That's the one I thought that he might go to on that payoff pitch against Ramos. So it looks like it's going to be another fastball or even the sinker, and it just takes a nosedive. He rarely uses it, but when he does, it's usually pretty, as long as he doesn't get it up in the zone, it's usually pretty efficient pitch. That'll bring Matos to the plate. Matos takes the first pitch inside for a ball. It's 1-0. He's going to have an ice bath tonight because remember, he's the one that hit the ball off his instep, off his shin. And then he took that tumble in the outfield last inning on a great diving catch. The 1-0 to Luis. Swing, blasted. High and deep. Is that going to stay in the park? It is going to die at the just before the warning track. That'll end the inning. I think he put everything he had into that. He just didn't have enough. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You know, I'll never make fun of socially awkward men because I, too, am socially awkward around girls for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I want to be your friend so bad that my brain just, like, locks up. Like, today, this girl, I was like, you're so pretty. She's like, oh, my God, you are too. And I was like, wow, she's, like, really nice. And then I was just so happy thinking about it, and I just wasn't thinking. And I took out a curb pulling out of the gas station, and I skimmed up the side of a stop sign.
Pro marriage tip. When your wife makes you something to eat and it's not that good, just explain to her in detail how your mother would make it, and then she'll strive to be more like your mom, and that way you can train her well. That it was kind of dry.
Dad, can you help me with that?
Your mother already told you what to do. This is just your DMV paperwork on your car.
Send them the money without all the forms?
No, the forms, you have to send the forms. It's like going to the bathroom. The job's not done till the paperwork's finished.
One is baseball, and the other is opera. Fortunately enough, they fall in different seasons. Opera is in the winter and baseball is in the summer. And people ask me, how can you like both? They are different. And I say, oh no, they are exactly the same thing. Opera is an epiphanic art. Now, you go to a baseball game and observe what happens in a baseball game many times. The pitcher has a ball, and then suddenly he hits the ball, and that is the epiphany. It's a show forth. Everything comes at that time. It's a moment of great action, and I find the similarity right there. So for me, I say this, when I retired, I would get a part-time job in a baseball stadium in the summer and then in an opera house in the winter, and that'd be heaven for me.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. Travis d'Arnaud steps in. First pitch on the way is at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. If you're just joining us, Austin Riley is the 0-1 pitch. High and inside, 1-1. Austin Riley scored the game's only run. The 1-1. Swung on, chopped foul down the third base line. It was a double by Adam Duvall, and that was back in the second inning, and that's the only run on the board. Braves lead at 1-0, 4 hits for the Braves, and you can see the scoreboard up top on where Chris Sale is. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it by him up top, one away. Duvall comes to the plate now. Hicks at 57 pitches. It's amazing. Every pitcher we go over that has been struggling, they come see our lineup. Next thing you know, they're Sandy Koufax. First pitch on the way to Duvall is right there at the knees. 94 on the outer edge. It's 0-1. We had we had a golden opportunity in that inning, if you're just joining us, to put some runs on the board. Second and third, nobody out. That was after the Riley run came across. The 0-1. Down below, 1-1. When Duvall hit that double, you had d'Arnaud standing at third, Duvall at second, and then Wall, Short, and Kelnick all back-to-back outs. The 1-1, right down the pipe, 1-2. Wall hit a hard hit ball to second base, but they had the infield in, so d'Arnaud wasn't going anywhere. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. Ball was bobbled, and Wall made it closer than it should have been. And then right after that, Zach Short uncharacteristically swings at the very first pitch he sees and bangs that over to short. And then Kelnick comes up and gets out. The 2-2 pitch swung on. That ball is going to be rolled towards the pitcher's mound. Jumping on it, firing it over to first is Hicks. 1-3 put out. Good athletic play by Jordan Hicks. 2 down. That's correct. That's the same Hicks that used to be a Cardinal. Jordan Hicks, this is his first year of actually being a starter. We talked about that in the pregame. Hicks was the closer for the Cardinals, and then the Cardinals last year at the trade deadline, when they were well out of it, they traded him to Toronto, and they had him in the bullpen. First pitch on the way is a sweeper up top for a strike. It's 0-1. And much like the Braves did with Ronaldo Lopez, they transformed him into a starter this year because he really wanted to have an opportunity to start. 0-1, down and in, 1-1. When he was a closer, he was bringing it like at 100 miles an hour pretty routinely. But you can't do that as a starter because you're just going to run out of gas. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 94. Sinker off the edge, 1-2. So 1-2 count. Pitch on the way to Wall. Taken high for a ball. Good eye by Wall. Evens up the count 2-2. If he can get on, Zach Short stands on deck. You would think if he gets on, he'd probably be trying to run. The 2-2. In the dirt. Ball 3. Try to get him to chase that splitter. You do wonder with the success that Ronaldo Lopez has had this year, and pretty good success by Jordan Hicks, as you can see. Will more teams go this route? The payoff pitch. High and inside. Ball 4. And Forrest Wall heads on down to first.
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
Forrest Wall will get on base. We know he can scoot. The only reason why you wouldn't send him is that you don't want him being thrown out. Zach Short leading the next inning off with a clear number 9 hitter. He looks like he could be going. The first move over there by Hicks. Wall is well under the tag. Zach Short 0 for 1. Another one thrown over there. Now that's 2. And that throw by Hicks almost went off the bag. So now Forrest Wall knows you either have to go to the plate or you better pick him off. The pitch from Hicks. He does not go. Up top, 95. 0-1. To refresh your memory on this rule, if he goes over to first again if he steps off, does anything other than bring it to the plate, he's got to get him. Forrest goes. Pitch on the way. It is a slider off the edge, and Forrest Wall.
Run, Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
That boy sure is a running fool.
Second base is stolen with these. Ball popped out of the glove of Casale. He's in scoring position. Pitch on the way. Zach Short swung on and lifted into right field. Drifting back, making the catch. That'll end the inning. Slater was able to get back there. Too much air under that ball for Zach Short. He's got to hit that thing on the ground. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I don't know about y'all, but I sure could use some food stamps. I be tired of spending money at the grocery store. Everything's so expensive nowadays. Be aggravating. I just want a little bit of EBT, that's it. Damn. And it seems like every time I go in there, somebody done bought up all the cheap. I can't afford to keep buying this name brand. Damn, can you save some hot spicy cup noodles for me? They gone.
We're not generally comfortable in an office setting, I would say.
I am no good before 11 a.m.
I also get headaches from computers, so I can't be around them for too long.
I take stuff.
I need to have someone go up and down with me in the elevator.
I have a weakness for sweets.
I was talking to my mama today, and she said, my God, it's so hot, the humidity is horrible. And I said, yeah, I know. I feel like a meth pipe on a payday. And she just looked at me, and I was like, no, really, though. I saw 2 crackheads putting copper back in that air conditioning.
During the 1970s and 80s, the war in Vietnam came to an end, and an American president was driven from office in disgrace. The Berlin Wall came down, and the Cold War ended. Democratic ideals flourished. By 1970, the national pastime was in trouble. Attendance had not increased for more than 2 decades, and desperate owners tried everything to pump new life into the old game. Nothing worked. Now, the owner's grip on the destinies of the players was finally broken, and as their prospects improved, fans returned to the game. But old loyalties were sometimes forgotten. Now, what happened off the field, greed, scandal, strikes, seemed to overshadow the action on it. And now, as television demanded that most games be played at night, a whole generation of young fans would come of age without ever seeing a World Series game.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Sale to Villar is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. David Villar ground out in the second inning. The 0-1 kicks and fires. 95 up top, 0-2. David Villar, 27 years old. I was wondering if he's not. I was wondering if he was related to Jose Villar that played in the majors a few years back with Milwaukee and a few other teams. The 0-2, down and away, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. You're just joining us. Orlando Arcia still out of the lineup because of an abscessed tooth. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider on the outer edge. Whoa, whoa. Chicka, 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 chicka. Whoa, whoa. One down. Villar, by the way, is from Atlanta, Georgia, played his college ball in South Florida, drafted by the Giants in 2018. First pitch on the way. It's a swing and a miss strike by Nick Ahmed. Up top, it's 0-1. Chris Sale at 67 pitches, so pretty good number at that spot if he doesn't have a long inning here. The 0-1 swung on. That ball is smacked down the right field line, but plenty foul. Slaps up on the screen very close to where the tarps lay. Washington has made it a game against the Mets. It's now 5-4. The Mets once led that game 5-0. Keep an eye on that for you. So an 0-2 count to Ahmed. He had to go grab a new bat. Lefty righty. The pitch on the way. Outside wide, 1-2. I'm curious. I saw Goat make the comment earlier that they had tickets to the Royals game, thought about going, but it was going to rain. So I started looking at the radar in in Kansas City as the 0-2 pitch swung on, popped up, foul out of play. And it did look like, and they're calling for rain till like 11 o'clock tonight. But they're playing baseball. It's in the second inning. It's 1-0 Tampa. I'm just curious how that is possible. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the changeup. Yak him. 2 away. Chris Sale. That is his 8th strikeout of the night. Straight up dealing. First pitch on the way is a slider to Casali, the hind catcher. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. He has walked 2 batters, but struck out 8. You'll take that all day long. The 0-1. Down below the knees, 1-1. If you look at your screen, you see the box score, you see other things going on for Chris Sale. So a 1-1 count. Lefty-righty, pitch on the way, swung on. That ball is going to get laced into center field. That is down for a base hit. That is the first hit allowed by Chris Sale all night long. Didn't have a perfect game going, but he had a no-no here with 2 outs in the 5th. Defense was shaded pretty straight away, and that was hit into right center. So Casali with the first base hit, the third base runner. First pitch on the way, swung on, popped it up, high in the sky into right field. Making the catch is Adam Duvall, and that'll end the inning. Braves shut him down again. We got the top of the order. We got to get some runs, Braves country. It's 1-0 versus the Giants.
A breakup, y'all. Have y'all ever chased your dog down the street and they thinking it's a damn game? Horrible.
Of all the dangerous things we did growing up in the 70s and 80s, the most dangerous was getting in a car with our parent. I mean, it was like playing a game of Russian roulette. We had seatbelts. We couldn't use them. We had to do. Any given moment, our mom would need both hands to light her cigarette. Hey, take the wheel. Jump over and grab that wheel, and you're going down the freeway responsible for everyone in the car, and you're 8 years old. Your parents would pick up random hitchhikers and put them in the back seat with you. Sometimes they took your spot and you'd have to sit on the middle hump. You had nothing to hold on to. And mom hits a bump, you're going into the ceiling and then straight down to the floor. We fell out of moving cars all the time. It was also very normal for your mom to hit you with the car. Your mom was paying no attention to where you walked or what you were doing. She would hit that gas right when you walked in front of her car and just plow you over and then roll down the window and yell at you. You shouldn't be standing in front of the car. Like, this is how I get in the school, Mom. And now, like, it blows my mind. Cars are so safe. You have backup cameras and blind spot sensors that beep, 17 airbags, and you keep your kid facing the back window till he hits puberty. Like, we just wanted a seatbelt.
Remember, Ed's almost good beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Still, the family of baseball continued to grow. Larry McPhail's grandson Andy ran a team. Yogi Berra's son Dale played for a while. And one evening in California, back-to-back home runs were hit by Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr. In Hoboken, New Jersey, the factory Maxwell House had built on the Elysian Fields where baseball began closed down. And that same year, the Baltimore Orioles opened a brand new, old-style ballpark on the site of the saloon once owned by the father of Babe Ruth.
Welcome back. Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way to Kid Kelnick is a swing and a miss strike. Slider on the outer edge, it's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Kelnick steps out of the box for a second. Braves lead at just 1-0. The 0-1 to Kid Kelnick. Kicks and fires, swung on, chopped off the plate, but foul, 0-2. Cubs and Phillies, it's 1-1 in the third. Imanaga versus Zach Wheeler tonight. The 0-2. Hicks comes set, 74th pitch of the night. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kelnick chasing that splitter. One away. One down, and Ozzie Albies will step in. He started the game off with the Braves' first hit. Single into right field. Flew out to center his last time up. Gave it a good ride, but well short of the wall. First pitch on the way to Ozzie is swung on and rattled into the Braves dugout. Looks like that woke up Snicker. Ozzie's getting a laugh out of it. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Ozzie. Oh, yeah, that ball got him. If he didn't stick his hands up, that ball's going to get him right in the giblies. The 0-1. Pitch on the way to Ozzie. Swung on, popped up. Into center field. Lazy fly ball, 2 down. Two down. That'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate. The Big Zoo takes the first pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves 1, Giants nothing. Bottom of the 5th inning. The 1-0 to Ozuna. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Sweeper. 1-1. Looks like Ozuna, his stance, when he comes out of his swing, looks like he's pulling more than he normally does when he's been hot. The 1-1 down and away. 2-1. His foot's getting open there into the batter's box. Don't know if that's got anything to do with his struggles, but when he was hitting on all cylinders beginning of the season, that front foot was coming straight out, and he was plowing it into right center, left center. The 2-1 pitch swung on. That ball is slapped into right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Marcell Ozuna, 1 on, 2 out. Just like I was talking about, he goes the other way. Starts hitting the ball to all parts of the field. Matt Olson comes to the plate. He has not had a good night. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First on the way is a sweeper outside, down and low, but called for a low strike 1. It's 0-1. The 0-1, righty-lefty. Hicks at 81 pitches. Kicks and fires. Swing, and that ball sliced into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Station to station baseball. The Braves have it first and second, 2 outs. And the rake is coming to the plate. That's a good piece of hitting by Olson. Hitting it back up towards left center. Something to maybe get him going. By the way, Washington has now tied it up against the Mets, 5-5 in the 7th. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. That ball is hit high and deep into right field. Off the wall. It caroms off the wall. Gets down where the green grass grows. 1 run will score. It's 2-0. 2 runs will score. It's 3-0. And a 2 RBI double by Austin Riley makes it 3-0. Your Atlanta Braves. Fastball high and outside, and he drove it towards the chop house, just hit below it. And Slater had a bad carom. He came way too close to that. I don't think, maybe he didn't think that ball was going to hit the wall. When it shoots off that brick wall, it's hard to stop it when you're that close. Ozuna scored with these, but because of that long bounce and with there being 2 outs, Olson moving on the pitch, he was able to come around and score, and the Braves lead at 3-0. So 3-0, and Travis d'Arnaud comes to the plate. Darno takes the first pitch, down and away. Sweeper misses, it's 1-0. To win this series, you got to win tonight and tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, it's Charlie Morton versus Logan Webb, the San Francisco ace. The 1-0. Down and away. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Logan Webb, what I've noticed of him, like a lot of aces you can say this of, but if you get to him early, you can knock him out the box. The 1-1 in the dirt. Ball gets away. Not far enough for Riley to go down to third. He'll stay put. 2-1 count, runner at second, 2 outs. But Webb has had some really good games against the Braves in years past. That's what's staring us in the eyes tomorrow. Charlie Morton pitches his best games. We've got every bit of chance to win that game, but you never know which Charlie's going to show up. The 2-1. Just below the knees, but called for a low strike, 2-2. Braves 3, Giants nothing. Bottom of the 5th inning. The 2-2. Swing! Slaps it foul down the right field line, out of play. There is a right-hander. Looks like it's Luke Jackson warming up in the Giants bullpen. Sure, he'll get a round of applause when he comes in. Former member of the night shift. The 2-2. Swing, and that ball is slapped into right field. That ball's going to get down for a base hit. Here comes the throw from Slater, and Riley is safe. A hell of a tag by slide by Riley. Hit the back of the plate. Casali wants him to challenge him to see what happens. As of right now, it's 4-0. The blind eye, I believe, they may have gotten him. But we're going to see. We just need a better look. It's a good throw by Slater. Riley, if they got him, they barely got him. What I would like to see is there evidence? See, there's not going to be on that view because that's just a bad view. It's behind the umpire. The view up top, you're not seeing anything there. Is there? Okay, here's the view you would see that you would want to know. Man, I don't know. I don't know if there's enough to overturn that. They're slowing down the frame, and he's hitting the problem is his knee is blocking the view, the best view they have. I think he's safe. It's not by much, but I think he's safe, and I definitely don't think you have enough to overturn that. If it stands, the Braves lead at 4-0. And I don't even know if he ever fully tags him. He swipes his glove. But you don't really see any kind of real contact on his back shoulder. It's a great slide by Riley. The only one that really knows is Riley, because even the catcher can't see if he's touched the plate. They're calling him out, and I think it's a bad call. Terrible call. At worst, the play should have stood because you didn't have any real evidence. Well, that'll end the inning. The Braves lead at 3-0. Another bad call by the people in New York. Shocker. We'll be back in a flash.
If you grew up in Gen X, you had your parents who told you every single day that you were like 1 second away from being murdered or kidnapped. We had to get our fingerprints and our photo taken every school year in case we got kidnapped. And if that wasn't traumatizing enough, they put all the missing kids on the side of our milk carton that we drank at lunch. Every time you got on the escalator with your mom, you were doing something wrong. You were too close to this, your shoe was too untied. They insisted that if we made one wrong move on that escalator, we were gonna get sucked down into those metal teeth. I still have anxiety about escalators. They made us think we were going to die all the time.
I'm a little confused about one thing.
What's that?
Who pays for all of this?
What do you mean who pays for it? The company pays for it.
All right, well then, here's my second question. What does Atwater make?
What do you mean, like, how much money does the company make?
Oh, no, I mean, What do we make?
I don't follow. We make money.
No, I know we make. I mean, what do we create?
We create wealth.
No. I mean, what do we build? What do we design?
We don't build anything.
You have to have moments that give you pleasure with your children or your hobbies or your games. And life can't all be big issues and heart surgery. You need something to give up. Something has to bring joy into the day. I've always thought that the 6 months during the baseball season, there was something in the day that wasn't there the other 6 months in winter. It was not that you had to listen to the game, but that you could if you needed it.
The crowd is on their feet. Christian Yelich, single and a run, very dangerous hitter. Cross everything. We're trying to get one more strike out of Will Smith. Called third strike. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that's it. The Atlanta Braves will head to the National League Championship Series. They knock out the Milwaukee Brewers. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. I slowed that down and looked at it again. I just don't see how he's out. You definitely don't have enough to overturn it. But the Braves do add 2 to the scoreboard. They lead at 3-0, give Sale some breathing room. First pitch on the way from Sale is a strike right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Jorge Soler leads it off, top of the order for the San Francisco Giants. He flied out to right in the first inning, struck out in the third. The 0-1. Swing right there for a strike. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Lefty, righty, Sale at 77 pitches, by the way. The conductor brings it. Slider misses, down and in, 1-2. Yeah, I can't believe that Snicker just sits there during this. You know, he has this belief this even keel nonsense is going to win in the end of the day. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. And that's true to a degree. But when you show no life ever, I mean, I just think it's a poor style of leadership. The 2-2, swatted down the right field line, and that ball is fair. Bounces off the right field wall. Duvall gets it, fires it into second. Soler with the leadoff double here to start the 6th. So a big difference there. You're talking about 4-0 compared to 3-0. Now the tying run stands on deck. One on, nobody out, and Austin Slater, who was grounded out to short his first 2 times up, stands at the plate. Lefty righty, first pitch on the way, slider right there for a strike. It's 0-1. In a perfect world, you would get a really quick 6th inning here, and Sale could even go out for the 7th, but it's not starting off well. The 0-1. Sale brings it. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that slider. It's 0-2. Braves 3, Giants nothing. The Nationals have taken a 6-5 lead over the Metropolitans in D.C. The 0-2. In the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Did find it really interesting that tomorrow is the 1-2 pitch. Kicks and fires. Swing. Swats it back foul. 94 on the outer cut. We'll do it again, 1-2. The Mets and Nationals, they are playing at 11:05 Eastern. 11 in the morning. I know they always have a lot of day games on the 4th of July, but, man, that is early. I guess because it's in the nation's capital, they must really have something planned later, but that is a quick turnaround. The 1-2 from Sale. Swung on, chopped in front of the mound. Sale's got it, turns, fires it to first. Bad throw, but a great pickup by Olsen. 1-3 put out Soler goes down to third. Riley and Soler kind of getting in a playful shoving match, ex-teammates. Man, that could have been a disaster. Sale never really known for his fielding. That was just a great job by Olsen to realize that ball was going to cross over. He was also dodging the runner coming across the bag as it was crossing over. Ramos comes to the plate. The infield will be back. They'll give a run up to get the out. First pitch on the way. Change up outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Other games tomorrow, if you're looking at the 4th of July slate, some interesting matchups is the 1-0, down and in, 2-0. Pirates and Cardinals are at 12:35, and the Reds and Yankees are at 1:05. The 2-0. Darno's going out there to talk to Chris Sale for a second. Some of your better matchups tomorrow. Jameson Taillon, who's had a pretty good year so far, he's going head-to-head with Christopher Sanchez of the Phillies. Cubs and Phillies at 220. Max Scherzer goes up against the Padres at 235, the 2-0. Misses well outside, ball 3-0. 3-0 count. Braves have given Sale a 3-0 lead, and he's in danger of giving it away here. The pitch, fastball right down the track, 3-1. Corbin Burns and the Baltimore Orioles are in Seattle tomorrow at 4:10 against Miller and the Mariners. That should be a good one. The 3-1 swing, pops it back foul, four-seam fastball into the crowd, 3-2. Zach Eflin, who has been rumored to be on the trade block for Tampa, is set to face Marsh and the Royals at 8:10. And is the payoff pitch. Caught, looking, strike 3. Got him with the hard cheese right down on the inner cut, 2 away. Big strikeout. All aboard. Whoa, whoa. Big strikeout. Throws him on the inner cut. First pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped in front of the mound, but it's going to roll foul. 0-1. Matt Chapman back to, he's 0 for 1 with the walk. So those are some of your better matchups. Quantrell was due to pitch tomorrow for the Rockies before he was traded to the Brewers yesterday. It'd be interesting to see if they put him on the bump against Colorado tomorrow night. The 0-1. Slider just misses. Man, I would have liked to have that call. 1-1. Sale now at 93 pitches. For him to go back out there for another inning, he's got to get Chapman pretty quickly here. The 1-1 from Sale. Down and in. 2-1. The 2-1 count. Matos stands on deck. Villar in the hole. Tying run stands on deck as the Braves lead this 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-1 from Sale. Slider right there for a strike on the outer edge. 2-2, just buckles him. And, of course, tomorrow night the Braves will have Charlie Morton versus Logan Webb. If both of them are on, you're going to have another low-scoring affair. The 2-2 from Sale. Swing, pops it back foul, slaps it up against the screen behind home plate. Falls harmlessly to the ground. We'll do it again, 2-2. Sale creeping up on that 100 pitch count. This will probably be it for him this inning. He's gone 5 2/3 strong, trying to finish it off. So Lair stands at third. 2 outs, the defense back into the left. Sale brings it. Slider down and in. Full count. So a full count, I can't imagine that he's going to dance around Chapman one more time. He's not really biting on that slider. I wonder if he may go to that changeup. The 3-2 pitch. Slider swung on, bang, down the left field line. Is it fair? It is. Giants are on the board. It's 3-1. An RBI double with that hanging slider. And Chapman made him pay going to that slider one more time. Don't know why they went to that pitch, but they did. He hung it. He was able to keep it straight this time. He has so much success when he goes to that changeup outside to the right-handers with 2 strikes. Grant Holmes, Kenny Powers is warming up in the bullpen. First pitch on the way, high and up off the screen. Nowhere near the plate. Good night, Irene. Runner goes down to third. That pitch that must have just slipped out of his hand. Travis had no chance to catch that nor stop the runner from going to third. So 90 feet away, the second run of the night, the 1-0. Swing, fouls it straight back. 1-1. Travis setting up inside again. That pitch was well outside. Sale at 100 pitches. Wonder how much longer they'll play around here. Seems to have run out of steam. The 1-1. Pitch on the way. Swing. Rattles that foul off of Darnold's mask. 1-2. That one, Matos looked like he just about timed that one up. When he walked away, he was kind of shaking his head like, man, I just missed that one. You see it go straight back like that on a batter. It's usually the case. The 1-2 from Sale. Set up outside. Tried to go with that sinker, but nowhere near the zone. Good take by Matos, 2-2. Braves 3, Giants 1. Tying run stands on home plate. Villar's on deck. Ahmed is in the hole. The 2-2. 2 outs. Big pitch here by Sale. Brings it. Swung on, banged over to third. Riley's got it. Fires it over to Olsen. Low throw, but Olsen stays with it, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants put one on, but the Braves lead it 3-1. The bottom of the order is coming to the plate. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
POV, I'm just trying to go about my life, and someone actually says, do you have a CDL for that dump truck in real life?
But instead of Jimmy the Greek, we're going to have to go with Peter the Irishman today.
Hi, my buddy Jimmy the Greek is on the injured reserve list today, so I'm going to tell you who's going to win all the NFL games and the World Series. But don't run to your phone because a year ago I said it would be the Phillies.
Got him! Got him!
I just got one of the weirdest messages I have ever gotten on Instagram. So the message was sexual in nature. It was from an older gentleman about my father's age. Quality stuff. I clicked on this elderly gentleman's photo, and the first line in his bio is that the Lord is his strength and his shelter. And it gets even better. This is a shared Instagram account, he says. He shares it with his wife and children. What are you doing? Your wife's going to see the message. This is why you shouldn't be on the internet.
Trigger an entire fan base with only one sentence.
All bubble ships in 2020 are fake.
That should do it.
Why isn't football on the TV?
First preseason game?
No. 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 Oh, it's starting. No.
Armchair.
I think what baseball is a game that allows people who watch it to think about nothing else. It allows us to feel connected to a place. So part of what American history is texture, it's fabric, it's Brooklyn, it's Boston. But sadly, part of what American history is and part of what baseball is moving away from those places. So Brooklyn leaves and goes to California, and the free agents take away our favorite players, and America's always mobile, always moving on.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Here on Braves Country Radio, please like and subscribe today. Luke Jackson is coming on. Ex-Atlanta Brave. Pitched for the Braves from 2017 to 2021. Held a 3.93 ERA during that standpoint. First pitch on the way from Luke to Duvall is down and away for a ball. Slider misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Righty. Swung on, chopped off his instep. 1-1. Sitting on the Braves bench, but basically useless because you can't use them. Orlando Arcia, who is out with a abscess tooth or out with an abscess bat. And Laureano, who has had back problems, back spasms, and he's out. The 1-1 from Luke. Up top, misses high, 2-1. So once again, the Braves are playing games with their IL, not sending guys down, whatnot. And so they're once again these tight games where they're not scoring any runs, and you would need to have some versatility on their bench. They don't have anyone to go to. The 2-1 pitch. 95 out wide, strike two, excuse me. Got tongue-tied there. Luke Williams and Sean Murphy are the only two realistic guys you could go to. Luke is more of a pinch running option, and Sean Murphy could pinch hit, and then maybe you put in Luke for whoever Sean pinch hits for. The 2-2. Swung on, rolled down the third base line. It's going to be a tough play. Juggled and bobbled by Matt Chapman, and Adam Duvall has an infield single. Hell, we'll take it. Bottom of the lineup hasn't been doing much. He had a double earlier. Now he gets a single, an infield single. You couldn't have rolled it down there better. You were playing bocce ball. That was a perfect strike. We got a runner at first. And Forrest Wall comes to the plate. Could be dropping down a bunt. First pitch on the way. He does try to drop down a bunt. Drags it foul behind him. It's 0-1. Perfect pitch to do that there. He had the curveball. Pretty high curveball. That's usually tailor-made for a drag bunt attempt. The infield on the left side is playing very much in. So if he could slap one hard to the left side, it'd be hard for them to stop it. The 0-1 misses outside, 1-1. Did not show bunt that time. Forrest Wall walked in the fourth and stole a base. The 1-1, he drops it down that time. Perfect bunt. Luke Jackson fires it, and that ball gets away. It bounces off the glove of the shortstop covering the bag. Nick Ahmed had to reach out. It was a little bit of a wide throw, a little awkward throw, but he probably should have made it. I'm sure he would tell you. And the ball bounces off his glove, and Duvall pops up, tags the bag, and trucks it to third, and we got runners on the corners here to get things going here in the bottom of the sixth. Braves lead at 3-1, little small ball And Zach Short comes to the plate. And he swung it the first time up. The last time he had a runner at third. First pitch on the way. That runner goes. Forrest Wall, is he safe? They say they got him. Forrest Wall tagged out. Good throw by Casale. Weiss is double checking it. But Wall didn't look like he was putting up much of a fight on that one. Kind of a short hop slide. I think he was trying to avoid the tag. 1-0 pitch to short. Swung on, fisted foul. 1-1. You hate to see that. They really had Jackson on the ropes here. I know that's a big part of Wall's game. 1-1. Now you definitely can bring the infield all the way in. The 1-1. Down below the knees, 2-1. So I get that Wall, when he's on, they want him to run. I get that. But when you run yourself into that out, now the entire infield can come in. Before that, they only had them in as the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit hard on the ground to short. They're going to come home with it, and Duvall's out by a mile. Shouldn't have ran to away. But the point being, they would have still been in double play depth on that particular hit, and they would have just came home, or they just would have turned two, and the Braves would have scored. But because of the way that they played that, they ran themselves out of the inning. Then Duvall just ran himself out of score. I don't know what he's doing there. That's nonsense. He's getting low fives in the dugout. I wouldn't even give one. I mean, what are you doing, dude? You're staying at third. Kelenich's coming up, and now we're starting back over from scratch with Short standing at first and 2 outs. Jackson steps off the rubber for a second, so that will be one of his moves. Washington leads New York now 7-5 in the 8th. Luke Jackson saying he's got a problem with his hearing device. So as he does that, and I think he's using that as an excuse to say something to his catcher, and the umpire ought to be on top of that. They're just pulling shenanigans. Take this time to turn back time. On this date, 1966, Tony Cloninger hits 2 grand slams in the same game and collects 9 RBIs in the Atlanta Braves, newly Atlanta Braves, 17-3 rout of the San Francisco Giants at Candlestick Park. The 26-year-old pitcher becomes the first National League player to hit 2 grand slams in the same game. And better yet, he was the starting pitcher for that day. Take that, Shohei Ohtani. First pitch on the way to Kelenic is down and away. Slider misses. It's 1-0. Kelenic 0 for 3 on the night. If he can get one down in the gap, Short has the speed to come home. The 1-0. Slider up top on the outer edge, 1-1. The 1-1 to Kelenic, swing and a miss. Gets him to chase that bender off the plate, 1-2. Running up on the screen is a slider, but that's Luke's curveball. I've seen that many a times. The 1-2 lets her go in down below the knees. Good take, 2-2. You know Jackson does not want to get it to a 3-2 count. He gets it to a 3-2 count, Short will be off and running. So Kelenic may get something here he can handle. The 2-2 from Jackson. In the dirt, he chased it. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Braves threaten, but they run themselves out of the inning. The blame has to go towards the dugout. We'll be back in a flash.
There's that chirping again. How are you not hearing that? Newsflash! I've been hearing it the entire damn time! Then why would you say something? Because I hate you!
Today we're going to go over some wild baseball coincidences that you won't believe are true. Minnesota's Metrodome hosted 8 World Series games in its history. In all 8 of those games, Terry Pendleton's team lost. The Cardinals lost 4 in the 1987 World Series, and the Braves lost 4 in the 1991 World Series. Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, had his first career home run on September 27, 1923. His last home run would come exactly 15 years later on September 27, 1938. Warren Spahn had a longer streak of hitting at least one home run than he did pitching at least one shutout. He had homers in 17 consecutive seasons, but only had shutouts in 15 consecutive seasons. There have only been 2 pitchers in Major League Baseball history with the name Moyer. Ed Moyer, who pitched 6 games for the Senators, who died on November 18, 1962, and Jamie Moyer, who pitched 25 years in the majors and was born on that same day, November 18, 1962. Dennis Eckersley picked off Kenny Williams on June 29, 1987. His next pickoff would occur almost 4 years later when he picked off, you guessed it, Kenny Williams again.
On April 20th, 1912, 2 months before the cornerstone was laid for Ebbets Field, Fenway Park opened its doors for the first time. The Red Sox beat the New York Highlanders that afternoon 7-6 in 11 innings, beginning one of the most intense rivalries in baseball. And then they went on to win the pennant and the series, setting a precedent that did not last for long. Chris Speaker once owned its center field. Smokey Joe Wood and Babe Ruth and Roger Clemens have all bewildered batters there. Ted Williams, who sharpened his eye by shooting the pigeons that flew over the outfield, hit so many home runs into the right field bullpen that players came to call it Williamsburg.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Hold on tight. Boys and girls, AJ Minter's back from the IL. First pitch on the way from AJ is nowhere near the zone, 94 miles an hour out wide. They had Grant Holmes warming up in the bullpen and then decided to go to AJ here on a high leverage situation coming off the IL. The 1-0, nowhere near the zone, inside 2-0. So a 2-0 count. The other dopey decision in that is that there's nothing but right-handers due up. So why wouldn't you go to the righty to make them make a move? The 2-0 pitch, swung on, hit off the ground, off of Minter. He's got it, flips it over to Olsen, one away. Hard shot to get a better look and see exactly where that got him at. I don't know if that hit his glove first or if it hit him. He says he's fine. Looks like it hit up the hill and went off his leg. Darnode went out there to, oh yeah, that smacked him right in the right leg. Must not have got him flush on the shin bone because that's where it looked like it hit him at first. He's not limping or anything. He says, let's go, so let's do it. Doesn't look like we're going to get any Atlanta Braves into the starters of the All-Star game. First pitch on the way from Minter. It's a cutter to Ahmed. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. You could always end up with some guys dip out, and that's how you get a guy in. Maybe like an Ozuna gets a start at the DH. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. But the way he's cooled off the last month, I don't think he's going to get in. He might get in as an alternate, but not as a starter. And as far as starting pitchers go, I just think that we're going to see him on Saturday. It's going to be really difficult to leave Ranger Suarez off that starting bump. The 0-2, swung on, lifted high, into left field, coming in, making the catch is Forrest Wall, using that speed for something.
Forrest, run! Run, Forrest!
Two down, and Casale got the first base hit for San Francisco. Breakup sales no-no in the fifth. He stands in. First one on the way from AJ is an 87-mile-an-hour changeup up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty-righty pitch. Misses outside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Reds lead the Yankees 3-2 in the 8th. The 1-1's fouled straight back 1-2. That's interesting. Reds go in there and take the series in Yankee Stadium. That's got to give them a boost. Speaking of that, where's our good luck charm Carrie at? I don't think I've seen her tonight. The 1-2. Minter lets her go. Caught! Looking strike 3. The A.J. Minter, little bit of a rocky start, but he came in and shut him down. Clean inning. We'll take that all day long. It's time to stretch, Braves country. Bottom of the 7th we go.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the night. Find me something of Cracker Jack. I don't care if I have to get back on the street. Root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the ball game. Don't win in the game. You sound better tonight.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead it 3-1. We gonna win this damn thing or not? I mean, come on, Braves. Let's get some runs. 3-1, but you could look back at a couple of pockets in this game where Atlanta should have 5, 6 runs on the board. Ozzie Albies will lead us off. First pitch on the way to the Wiz is 94 inside for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Inside almost gets him. Did it get him? Man, he had to bend out of the way. Cutter just missed. I thought it might have clipped his jersey. 1-1. 1-1 count. New pitcher on for the Giants. Swing and a miss, knuckle curve, 1-2. Sean Yell, spelled H-J-E-L-L-E. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, chase that one. Nowhere near even close to making contact. 1 away. Yell, I thought he was big. My God, 6'11", 228 pounds. So he looks like a stick out there. Kind of reminds you of the build of Chris Sale, but 4 inches taller than Sale. 27 years old from Fridley, Minnesota. First pitch on the way is a knuckle curve out there to Marcell Ozuna, who's 1 for 2. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Chase that knuckle curve. 1-1. Yell has a 3.54 ERA this year and a 1.03 whip in 40 innings, 40 strikeouts. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Ozuna still opening up on that swing. That left foot's heading towards third base every time. So 1-2 count. Yell brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Zuna really struggling. Maybe time to think about putting Riley back up at the 3 spot and Ozuna down at the 4 at the 5. Hell, put Ozuna at the 4 spot. Olson's been struggling big time. 2 down. Matt Olson comes to the plate. He did get a single his last time up. First pitch, 94 below the knees. Well below the knees, called for a strike. Bad call by Ryan Adderton, home plate umpire. It's 0-1. The 0-1, right there for a strike. Outer edge, 0-2. If you're going to call those low strikes, and, hey, I'm all for it. We got the lead. Just give them to us as well. The 0-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball's pelted down the first base line. Plenty foul. We'll do it again, 0-2. Braves 3, Giants 1. 7th inning. 2 strikes on Olson. Yell brings it. High and out of the zone, 95 up top, 1-2. Yell came on with the Giants in 2022 and pitched in 2023. Has a lifetime ERA of 5.04. But much better this year. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Olson slams the bat, continues to struggle. We'll head to the top of the 5th, clinging to a 2-run lead here in Braves country.
I don't know which one of my coworkers need to hear this, but anything happening past 12 o'clock on Friday is definitely a Monday problem.
You know those nights where you just do not feel like drinking? Well, tonight's not one of those nights. We're getting cheers.
Today, we hop into our MLB time machine and talk about baseball first. On May 2nd, 1876, Ross Barnes hit the first home run in baseball history in the top of the 5th inning against Cincinnati pitcher Cherokee Fisher. On July 15th, 1876, St. Louis Brown-stocking pitcher George Bradley would be the first to do something. He threw a no-hitter. On September 10th, 1881, Roger Connor did something that wouldn't be done again until Babe Ruth did it again in 1925. He hit the first walk-off grand slam. Paul Hines put his name in the history books for being the first Major League Baseball player to wear sunglasses on the field. He also had 2 other firsts. He was baseball's first Triple Crown, and he performed the game's first unassisted triple play. New York Giants player Mickey Welch made history on August 10th, 1889, when he pinch hit for his injured teammate Hank O'Day.
What do you guys want? Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a hard roll with a side order of fries, cheese, and gravy, and a bowl of gravy on the side.
I'll have the same thing plus pancakes.
Chocolate milk?
You know it, honey.
And I'll make it 2.
I'll have an egg white omelet made with very little oil, dry wheat toast, and grapefruit juice.
Oh, my God.
All right, here it comes.
You know, just placing an order like that gets you kicked out of the Army.
Now, if you put a construction helmet on that order, it could join the village people.
Would you knock me down a flight of stairs for $4 million?
I'd do it for a $5 scratch-off and a bag of Doritos.
Over the years, the struggles of the Boston Red Sox would provide some of the most dramatic and heartbreaking action the game would ever see. And on October 21st, 1975, Fenway Park would witness the greatest game in World Series history, a game that rekindled the whole country's love of baseball.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. We're heading to the top of the 8th inning. Braves lead at 3-1. And Joe Jimenez is to the bump. He fires the first strike to Lamont Wade Jr. for wide strike outside. It's 0-1. Wade pinch hitting for Fitzgerald. The 0-1. Check swing, almost like an excuse me swing. Taps it foul towards the third base dugout. 0-2. The 0-2. Lets her go. Swing. Pops it up. High into right field. Duvall underneath it. He'll make the catch. 1 away. 1 down. Wade has played some outfield in the past. He may stay in and play left, and Matos shift back into the infield. We'll have to see how they play it. One down, and that'll bring Jorge Soler to the plate. Soler takes a swing at the first pitch. Slider off the edge, it's 0-1. Soler scores the only run so far for San Francisco. Back in the 6th inning after he doubled to right, the 0-1. Down below the knees, 1-1. 1-1 count. Joe Jimenez comes set, brings it in the dirt, 2-1. On deck is Austin Slater. Still available to pinch hit for the Giants. You got the switch hitting catcher Bailey, and then 3 lefties on the bench. The 2-1 swung on, swatted foul down the line, 2-2 towards the first base dugout. Michael Conforto, Wisely, and Mike Yastrzemski. So you got 2 outfielders and an infielder available for the Giants off the bench. The Braves just have Luke Williams and Sean Murphy. The 2-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the slider off the edge, 2 away. Really is good to see Joe Jimenez starting to pitch well again. He had a little bit of a bump this year. All in all, has pitched well all year long, but it's good to see him back clicking. His last 30 days, he's had an ERA of 2.43 and a whip of .98. First pitch on the way to Conforto is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. On the year, Jimenez has a 2.51 ERA and a whip of .99. The 0-1 swung on, hit hard on the ground, backhanded by Olsen over by first, fires it to Jimenez, who toe taps the bag, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th, middle of the order due up. Riley leads us off. Let's get some insurance, y'all.
How are you now?
What?
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 What was that?
What?
Well, you're standing, breathing, and smoking, so the other thing.
Spitting?
Some barefaced, uncultivated version of it, yes.
What, you never seen someone spit before?
Yes. An inexcusably obese man in the batter's box at a Blue Jays game.
But you never seen a girl spit before?
Yes. A 6-year-old after consuming an insect in her ice cream cone.
But you don't think girls should spit?
I don't say what girls should do.
But you don't like it when girls spit?
Preferably not within my line of sight, earshot, and in a perfect world, ever.
You hungry?
Am I hungry?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm immediately concerned that sensation may never reestablish itself, but what a ride it's been.
What's your best pitch?
My best pitch is a strike. A sinking fastball down and away from a right-handed hitter. Thereby, he thinks it's a good pitch. The last minute, it sinks. He hits the top half of the ball, and he hits a ground ball one away. And you do that 3 times or 27 times in a ball game, make perfect sinkers, you'll get 27 outs. Unless the hitters are smart, and then what they do is they know it's a sinker, they get up and they drive the ball to right center field, and then you got to run it at third and less than 2 outs. So they bring the infield in, and you don't want them to hit a sinker now. You got to strike them out. So then you go to a cross-seam fastball, which I don't have.
The idea of community, the idea of coming together, we're still not good at that. We talk about it a lot. In moments of crisis, we're magnificent at it. At those moments, we understand community, helping one another. Baseball, you do that all the time. You can't win it alone. It is a community activity. You need all 9 people helping one another. I love bunt plays. I love the idea of the bunt. I love the idea of the sacrifice. Even the word is good. Giving yourself up for the good of the whole. That's Jeremiah. That's thousands of years of wisdom. The Bible tried to do that and didn't teach you. Baseball did.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is up top for a strike. Fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Yell back at it. Riley bangs his 0-1 sinker down the third base line. 0-2. The 0-2 to Riley. Knuckle curve well outside. Good take by the rake. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, 95 outside, just misses. Pretty impressive take by Riley because that was a close one. The 2-2, Yell, 18th pitch, swing. That ball's popped up high into center field. Drifting back just before the warning track is Ramos, one away. One last turn back time. On this date in 1973, although neither starter will finish the game, the Perry brothers oppose one another for the only time in their career. Jim Perry gets a no decision while his younger brother, Gaylord Perry, takes the loss when the Tigers beat the Indians in Cleveland 5-4. First pitch on the way to Darnode, who is 2 for 3 on the night. The 1-0, right down there for a strike at the knees, 1-1. The 1-1 from Yale, swung on, chopped foul down the third base side. So that is your turn back time for Major League Baseball, July 3rd. The 1-2 to Darnode. Standing on deck is Duvall. The pitch from Yell. Outside wide. 2-2. Braves 3, Giants 1. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. 96-mile-an-hour sinker up top. 2 away. Adam Duvall will now come to the plate. Trying to find one more. You'd love to have just one more insurance run before we head to the 9th. First pitch on the way to Duvall is chopped foul. Back behind him, actually pops him off the back of the helmet. It's 0-1. Braves 3, Giants 1. Duvall 2 for 3, a double, an infield single, and an RBI. He got gunned down at home plate after a bad base running mistake, the 0-1. Swung on. That ball's going to get dropped into right field. That's down for a base hit. What do you know? I don't remember who it was, but someone picked Duvall to click. That's his 3rd hit of the night. Though he did have the bad base running blunder. That's pretty darn good, considering how bad he has been. Adam Duvall drops one out there into right field. Standing at first with 2 outs. Forrest Wall comes to the plate. Forrest Wall takes a hack at the first pitch he sees. Slaps it back foul. 94 about chest high. It's 0-1. Braves 3, Giants 1. Bottom of the 8th inning. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, pops it up. High in the sky. Into left field. Making the catch is Matos, and that'll end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down. No insurance gotten by the Braves. We'll see if Eyeglasses can finish them off. We head to the 9th inning.
Everybody in this room knows the way that I feel about a lot of things. Basically, everybody's too soft. Everybody's too sensitive about everything.
Hi, honey. I just got done at the car shop. I got the oil change. And then I also got a really good deal on putting air in the tires.
Hold on, what? What'd you say?
I got a really good deal on putting air in the tires. I got the premium stuff. Okay, the premium air in 2 tires, the front ones for $150, or I could get just like regular air in all 4. Huh?
Hold on.
Yeah.
What do you mean by premium air? What are you talking about?
Well, he said that like it like lasted an extra long time. He said it was like really high end, and that's what more like the luxury cars got.
No.
No. Air is free. You do not pay for air in your tires.
Yeah, regular air is free, but the premium air, like the high-end stuff, I got put in all of it. He charged me $100, but it was on sale. Like, I got a deal. It was a special.
Armchair.
In 1970, the Cincinnati Reds faced the Baltimore Orioles in the World Series. The Reds were young, aggressive, and powerful, led by Pete Rose, Tony Perez, and Johnny Bench. But the Orioles had the best third baseman in baseball. Brooks Robinson was born in Little Rock, Arkansas, was discovered playing ball in the Church League, and was beloved by Baltimore fans. Winner of 10 Gold Glove Awards. He was called the Human Vacuum Cleaner. The Orioles took the series in 5, further helped by 6 runs batted in by Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson, Cincinnati's Pete Rose said, belongs in a higher league.
Eyeglasses comes to the bump. Raisel Iglesias needing to get 3 outs to put the Braves back to 10 games over 500. Braves lead it 3-1, top of the 9th inning. Hope you're enjoying your 4th of July weekend. First pitch on the way from Iglesias, swung on, chopped back to the mound. He backhands it. Iglesias flips it over to Olsen, and just like that, 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 9th. One down. I don't know what. Iglesias seems to be wiping a lot of condensation off his arms. Hope he's not pulling the Edwin Diaz out there. Doing something. First pitch on the way. 96 up top for a strike. It's 0-1. Chapman, the batter. Chapman, 1 for 2. With a walk. The 0-1. Slider misses well out of the zone. 1-1. Chapman also had a strikeout. The 1-1 from Iglesias. Fastball right there. Kisses the black. It's 1-2. Pitch on the outer edge. 1-2 from Eyeglasses. Chapman calls his timeout. The pitch swung on. That ball's going to get laced in between second and short. Backhanded by Ozzie, but it's going to be an infield single by Matt Chapman. Didn't quite get it to the outfield. Didn't have much on it. Just hit him where they ain't. They were playing him to pull. So he hit it just left to the second base bag. By the time Ozzie got over there, there was no sense of throwing it to first. 1 on, 1 out. Matos comes to the plate. Matos, righty-righty matchup, first pitch. 96-mile-an-hour four-seamer right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. 97 misses outside wide. 1-1. Braves 3. Giants 1. Top of 9. The slider misses outside ball 2. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Standing on deck is Wisely. He had a walk-off home run against the Dodgers. The 2-1 pops it up. High in the sky, back behind home plate. D'Arnaud gives chase just past the screen. Man, oh man. A few years ago, before the screen was there, he may have been able to lean in and make the catch. But instead, it's 2-2. Runner at first, 1 out. Double play would get us out of this thing. The 2-2 from Eyeglasses. Raisel Iglesias kicks and fires. Swing, pops it back foul. Slaps against the screen behind home plate. There at the backstop, 2-2. The 2-2. Braves infield is back and to the left. The pitch. Swing. Pops it up. High in the sky. Into right field. Camping underneath it is Adam Duvall. 2 away. Giants down to their last out. Once again, that kid Wisely's coming to the plate. Left-handed bat. He is from Jacksonville, Florida. Was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays. First pitch on the way to Wisely, a sinker down and in. 1-0. Played his college ball at Gulf Coast. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Change up over the top, 1-1. The 1-1 count. He hit that home run back on last Friday night as the 1-1 pitch change up down and in 2-1. Walk-off 2-run home run. They were trailing the Dodgers. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up over the top, 2-2. So Iglesias is 1 strikeout away from getting out of this. Deuces are wild. Braves up by 2. 2 outs. A 2-2 pitch. The tying run standing at the plate. Iglesias comes set. Kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. 3-1 your final on this 4th of July weekend. We could easily give this one the game ball to Chris Sale. He pitched his arse off once again. He goes to 11-3 and a 2.73 ERA. Iglesias gets his 21st save. Jimenez, his 17th hold. Minter comes in and gets his 8th hold. But I think the man of the hour, stuck between 2. Austin Riley went 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Adam Duvall went 3 for 4 with 1 RBI. I say we split it with them. Give Duvall and Riley half a game ball apiece because they both came up big. And even though Duvall, if you paid me a corner, I had to pick one, I'm going to pick Riley because Duvall had the bad base running blunder, 3rd to home. But the guy had 3 hits tonight, and it's been a long time since we've seen him have multiple hits. 3 hits in a game. I don't remember the last time he's done that. Braves win it 3-1. We go to 47-37 on the year, 10 over 500. And Philly, man, they were losing to the Cubs. Now they lead them 3-2, so I have no faith in the Cubs. But anyways, Braves will hold on to their top billing in the Major League Baseball National League wild card. And Atlanta, 3-1 winners. Y'all have a great 4th of July, Braves country. We'll see you pitch by pitch, play by play Friday night. We'll put the chat up for you tomorrow night. Have a great one.